Welcome back guys to another NVM Daily. Hope you guys enjoy this one. What the? First off today, we've got a beautiful 2018 F80 M3 Competition currently being washed outside because it's absolutely filthy, but it's in for interior and exterior carbon fiber courtesy of Zigero. So who doesn't love a bit of carbon fiber, especially on an M car? So much carbon here to install, and we've got these OLED LED tail lights as well. It's going to look absolutely immense. See, this car has just been prepped, cleaned, ready for the body kit to go on. Shame about our cars, hey Times?
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
We've got a Leon FR in a KL3 car with a KL4 conversion, in for stage 3 mapping, and also an M140 stage 2 plus. If you haven't seen the video, our last vlog, we did cover stage 2 plus tuning with the B58 TU pump on the M140, so go check that out. The M140 is just has been previously tuned somewhere else, but obviously the customer wasn't too happy with it. As we said before, we have done loads of stage 2 plus tuning on the B58. So what we're going to do, we're going to run it on the dyno completely stock first, see what sort of numbers it's producing, check the data log, swap over the high pressure fuel pump for the TU pump, and then start our NVM stage 2 plus mapping. We have already flashed the gearbox with the XHP stage 3, so it should be pretty straightforward. So the M140 is going to have a full diagnostics and health check prior to us kind of tuning on there. The M3 currently, interior carbon fiber has been complete, the exterior is just being complete now, and we'll get it outside for you guys to see what it looks like.
What are you doing?
Reading the latest performance BMW Magazine featuring Sam's car, NVM Stage 2 with our NVF05C in brushed gold. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Don't forget guys, NV Forge is our lightweight wheel program. Any wheel, any size, any offset, any colour. So Ben, if you're watching this with the M3, get your order in. M140's just gone on the ramp as well for the B58 TU pump install, so we'll get that fitted and stick it on the dyno. Also, the merch has landed, so head over to the website. I'll leave a link below for you guys to get yours. They look absolutely amazing. They are 300 grams in thickness as well, so really heavy duty and quality too. So, previous tuner stage 2, it is closing the throttle body loads and it's running way more boost than what it should do, and it's made 421 brake horsepower, 602 newton meters of torque, which ain't the best result for a stage 2, especially with the fact that it's got fresh plugs and the high pressure fuel pump on there. But we'll put it back to original now, do a base run, make sure everything is as it should be, and then start our calibration. So Seat Leon has just been dropped off. It is the 2 litre TFSI FR model. Comes out the factory with about 200 brake horsepower and 218 newton meters of torque. This one's actually been converted to a KL4, so that comes in the Cupra model or the Golf Edition 30, etc. And all the ancillaries have been changed over, so the turbocharger, the diverter valve, the actual injectors and the fuel rail sensor. As you're probably aware, we have covered KL4 tuning on the TFSI, so I'll leave a link up there for you guys to go check one. Every TFSI that comes in, we'll give it a full health check and just make sure everything's fitted as it should be, and then we'll load on a base map so that all the injector characteristics are correct, and then put it on the dyno and start tuning. It's not 1 o'clock, it's 12:33, lunch is at 1 o'clock. Should get you them clocking cards. That's what I'm going to do. So you can clock in and clock out. So with the BMW update on this car, completely stock ECU software, it's around 350 brake horsepower and 540 Newton meters of torque, which is nice and healthy. The zero timing pull at the moment, but we'll start our baseline tuning for stage 2 plus, equate for that high pressure fuel pump and see what we can achieve today. So final results today on this M140 NVM Stage 2 Plus ECU mapping with the B58 TU pump, 467 brake horsepower, 661 Newton meters of torque. There is a bit of timing pull on this, but I'll overlay the graph over the previous tuner's Stage 2 for you guys to see the delta difference. And that right there is the delta difference in a Stage 2 Plus B58 and a stock power run. You can see over 120, 130 brake horsepower at the peak and over 200 Newton meters of torque gained. And that's thanks to the B58 TU pump, allowing us to keep the fuel pressure nice and steady while attaining 1.5 to 1.6 bar of boost as well. So then just giving it a full health check, checked the compression, checked all the usual kind of common faults with the car, and it seems to be okay, although I'm a bit worried about the fuel rail sensor because we can't see the part number. We won't know until we get on the dyno as to whether it is the correct 200 bar sensor for it. I'm just loading up a base map to the car so that we can get it started on the rolling road and then see what happens. What's going on? Everything's connected, this is weird. Every single KO4 converted car that comes through the door, there's always something wrong with it. Just loaded on a base map and now there's no communication to the ECU. So the car's failing to start because it doesn't see any immobilizer data. Just speaking to the customer, it has been tuned previously and someone has stuck on an off-the-shelf map. Now the problem with that is A, what kind of calibration they used and whether they turned off any immobilizer data, and B, whether they corrupted the ECU at the same time. So what we're gonna have to do is take the ECU out completely, kind of take a full backup of the bench and then start correcting all the data in there and then load it back onto the car. Not an easy job. What we're doing now is taking off the ECU. It's not an easy job. All the scuttle panel has to come off, all the connectors have to come off, and then we'll disassemble it, back it up on the bench, get a full read, find out what's being done to it, and kind of start a repair process. And our repair process is very lengthy because we need to cross-reference all the hardware data, software data complete, and then build up a factory ECU for the car before we start tuning. Every time we tune these cars, we always ask you guys, make sure the ECU is completely stock, and it saves us time and saves you money. Okay, so the ECU is now prepared, back to original software in all calibration areas. We've reset the EEPROM as well, so hopefully it should start and then we can start our tuning. Thank for that. Unfortunately, we won't be able to cover the Stlying tuning today, and that is because it had previous problems and the car wasn't on stock ECU software, and there's a few faults within the engine itself on the conversion. So, important fact for you guys, make sure the car's fit and healthy before you book it in. Make sure it's on original software to reduce any downtime, because once you miss your dyno slot, you kind of miss it for a few weeks. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like, leave a comment below and subscribe with the bell notification icon, and I'll see you in the next one.